Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Before we get started, make sure to hit that like button, also subscribe to my channel. The legacy of Lincoln's assassination, so make sure to watch the full video. Introduction. The assassination of President Abraham Lincoln is one of the most infamous events in American history. On April 14, 1865, just days after the end of the Civil War, Lincoln was shot at Ford's Theater in Washington, D.C. by John Wilkes Booth, a Confederate sympathizer and actor. The assassination sent shockwaves throughout the nation, plunging the country into mourning and forever altering its trajectory. In this blog, we will delve into the details of Lincoln's assassination and its profound impact on American society. Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, played a pivotal role in the nation's history. He led the country through the Civil War, fought to preserve the Union, and issued the Emancipation Proclamation, which ultimately led to the abolition of slavery. As the war drew to a close, Lincoln's vision for Reconstruction and healing the nation was tragically cut short. On the evening of April 14, 1865, Lincoln attended a performance of the play Our American Cousin at Ford's Theater. John Wilkes Booth, a Southern sympathizer and member of a prominent acting family, saw this as an opportunity to strike a blow against the Union. Booth entered the presidential box where Lincoln was seated and fired a single shot at the back of the president's head. The bullet lodged in Lincoln's brain, rendering him unconscious and mortally wounded. The immediate aftermath of the assassination was chaotic. Booth managed to escape the theater and elude capture for several days, while the wounded Lincoln was carried across the street to a boarding house. Despite the best efforts of attending physicians, Lincoln succumbed to his injuries and passed away on the morning of April 15, 1865. The news of his death spread rapidly, leaving the nation in shock and grief. The impact of Lincoln's assassination was profound and far-reaching. It left an indelible mark on American history, shaping the course of Reconstruction and the nation's trajectory in the post-war era. Vice President Andrew Johnson assumed the presidency, inheriting the immense challenges of reunifying a war-torn nation and addressing the rights of newly emancipated slaves. The assassination of Lincoln had significant political, social, and cultural implications. It deepened the divides between the North and the South, reinforcing existing animosities and making the task of reconciliation even more challenging. The loss of Lincoln, seen by many as a unifying figure, created a void in leadership and left the nation grappling with the question of how to move forward. The hunt for John Wilkes Booth and his accomplices intensified in the days following the assassination. Booth was eventually tracked down and killed in a shootout with Union soldiers on April 26, 1865. His co-conspirators were captured, and a trial was held to hold them accountable for their roles in the plot. The events surrounding the assassination and the subsequent pursuit of justice captivated the nation's attention and added another layer of complexity to the aftermath of Lincoln's death. In the wake of Lincoln's assassination, his legacy as a transformative leader and champion of freedom and equality was solidified. He became a martyr in the eyes of many Americans, forever remembered for his role in ending slavery and preserving the Union. Memorials and tributes to Lincoln were erected throughout the country, and his words and actions continued to inspire generations of Americans. Background. Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, had just led the nation through the grueling Civil War, which had torn the country apart and resulted in immense loss of life. As the war neared its end, Lincoln's leadership and vision for a reunited nation stood at the forefront. However, some vehemently disagreed with his policies and sought to disrupt the healing process. John Wilkes Booth, a well-known actor and Confederate sympathizer, was one such individual. Consumed by a deep hatred for Lincoln and the Union cause, Booth hatched a plot to assassinate the president and other key figures in the government, aiming to strike a blow that would ignite chaos and aid the faltering Confederacy. The assassination. On the fateful night of April 14, 1865, Lincoln and his wife, Mary Todd Lincoln, attended a performance of the play Our American Cousin at Ford's Theater. Seizing the opportunity, Booth sneaked into the president's box and shot Lincoln in the back of the head at close range. The nation was thrown into shock and mourning as news of the president's assassination spread rapidly. Booth's escape and the pursuit. After shooting Lincoln, Booth leaped onto the stage, shouting, "Sic semper tyrannis," thus always deterrence, the state motto of Virginia, and escaped into the chaos that ensued. A massive manhunt was launched to capture Booth and his co-conspirators. The pursuit lasted nearly 2 weeks and ended tragically when Booth was cornered in a barn and shot by Union soldier Boston Corbett, dying from his wounds shortly afterward. Immediate aftermath and mourning. The immediate aftermath of Lincoln's assassination was one of profound grief and uncertainty. The nation was left grappling with the loss of a beloved leader who had steered the country through its darkest days. Mourners flocked to Washington, D.C. to pay their respects as Lincoln's body laid in state in the Capitol. The funeral procession that followed, with Lincoln's casket making its way from Washington to his final resting place in Springfield, Illinois, was an unprecedented display of national mourning. Repercussions and historical significance. The assassination of Abraham Lincoln had far-reaching consequences that shaped the course of American history. It threw the nation into a period of intense uncertainty and heightened tensions between the North and South. The Reconstruction era, aimed at rebuilding the war-torn nation and addressing the issue of civil rights for freed slaves, was significantly impacted by Lincoln's absence. His successor, Andrew Johnson, faced immense challenges and was unable to fully unite the country in the aftermath of the war. Lincoln's assassination also had a profound impact on the perception of presidential security. It led to the creation of the Secret Service, initially tasked with combating counterfeit currency, but later assuming the role of presidential protection. The tragedy highlighted the vulnerability of the president and the need for enhanced security measures to safeguard the nation's leaders. Furthermore, Lincoln's assassination cemented his status as a martyr and a symbol of unity and justice. His tragic death elevated his legacy, solidifying his place as one of the most revered and influential figures in American history. The ideals he championed, such as equality, freedom, and the preservation of the Union, continued to resonate long after his passing. In conclusion, the assassination of Abraham Lincoln was a pivotal moment in American history, forever altering the trajectory of the nation. It shook the country to its core, leaving a profound void in leadership and sparking a period of uncertainty and division. The tragic event also emphasized the need for increased security measures to protect the president and other key figures in government. The loss of Lincoln as a guiding force during the challenging Reconstruction era had lasting effects on the nation's path toward healing and progress. Today, Lincoln's assassination stands as a stark reminder of the cost of division and the enduring importance of leadership and unity in times of crisis. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button. Also, subscribe to our channel before you go.